How's it going, folks? So I had a band reach out to me recently. They're called Lost Citadel, and this is a song called Ambria. They asked me if I would check this out. This is actually their debut single. They have their first EP coming out November 17th. Not very far away, but like I said, this is their debut single. They asked me if I would check it out. I said absolutely. I always love checking out new bands in particular. And I mean, this is their first song. So I'm really curious to check this out. Without further ado, let's give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
Ignited to take the throne of Mars. A voice calls unsighted, and I know what you are. A spectre ignited to sacrifice the stars. You stare at the flames, my face is revealed. I point at the blaze, the mist has concealed. You stare at the flames, my face is revealed. I point at the blaze, the mist has concealed. Ignited to take the throne of Mars. A voice calls unsighted, and I know what you are. A spectre ignited to sacrifice the stars. You stare at the flames, my face is revealed. I point at the blaze, the mist has concealed. You stare at the flames, my face is revealed. I point at the blaze, the mist has concealed. In every color embers glowing shadows cast by rings of frozen dancing by the truth to show. I know what's new. In every color embers glowing shadows cast by rings of frozen dancing by the truth to show. I know what's new.
Interesting. It's like I like some of the rhythm. I like some of the ideas. I think there's a solid foundation here on this song, but it does need some work, in my opinion. I think my favorite thing about this song was the drum work. Honestly, first and foremost, right off the rip, that drum intro really caught my attention. I loved that. That was really, really sick. And then all throughout the song, there were some nice fills. And even, I think, was it like in the chorus, or there was a nice rhythm to the drums. It added a nice little pep to the song. So I really liked the drum work here. And then just behind that, I would say the guitar work. There were some nice guitar solos in there. The main riff itself wasn't really anything to write home about, but the solos, you had like the solo in the bridge, and then you kind of had that solo there in the outro and whatnot, and it had a really nice vibe, a nice tone to the sound. So I enjoyed that very much. As far as the song itself, I kind of like the verses. They're kind of different, but that makes them somewhat interesting. Just kind of the rhythm and it's in particular the way the vocal delivery, the vocal melody. It was quite interesting. But then it goes into the chorus, and the chorus, I mean, it has a decent vibe, and again, I kind of attribute this to the drum work in the chorus a little bit. There's a nice little bit of a pep to it, but the chorus really, really just doesn't pop. It kind of it separates itself from the verses a little bit, but at the same token, it kind of just bleeds in with the verses. It took me about, I think, to probably around like the second verse, or the second chorus, forgive me, before I was like, okay, this is the chorus. Because the first time I heard the first verse into the first chorus, I almost thought the chorus was the pre-chorus. And so when it went back into the verses, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of one of those songs where the verses kind of build up into the pre-chorus, and then it goes back into the verses before you really get the chorus proper. But no, that was the chorus. So I really think that the chorus needs to really pop, really kind of jump out, get a little bit of extra energy in there in that chorus so that it stands out a little bit more, because it really just kind of bleeds in a bit, and it takes a little while before you even realize that's the chorus. And then even once you realize the chorus, it did grow on me a little bit, but still, at the same token, I really think it needs to really kind of rise out of the song a little bit more. And so that kind of brings me to probably my biggest critique of the song is it feels like one of those songs where you have like potential energy, I guess. It's kind of just all potential energy, but you never really get that kinetic energy. I think I'm saying that right. It's been a very, very long time since I've taken physics or anything like that, but I think it's potential and kinetic energy. So this whole song really kind of feels like potential energy. Like it's just waiting, it's building, but you never really get that kinetic energy, that actual real kind of oomph to the song, to where it really kind of takes off. And sometimes, it depends on the song. Some songs, they thrive on that potential energy, and it works. Where it doesn't, shoot for the stars or anything like that. Like it kind of just has its own vibe, and that's cool. But this song, it felt like it needed that real kind of extra power, if you will. It didn't feel like one of those songs crafted to just have that potential energy, or that just kind of where it just constantly falls within a certain realm and doesn't break out of it. But it has like a nice melodic quality. It kind of conjures that sort of, not chill, but just that nice vibe where you're not expecting it to go anywhere else, and it works for that. But like I said before, this song, it doesn't feel like that. This song, it feels like it's just begging to just release, but it just never really does. It just kind of stays within that realm of just not reaching its true potential, and you just, as a listener, you kind of want more from it. So that, like I said, that's kind of my biggest critique. I think the chorus plays a large part in that, but also just the overall sound. The drums. Like I said, I really like the drum work, but the guitar work, I love the solos, and the riff is fine, but it felt like there should be more, more layers in there. It almost feels a little empty. It almost feels very surface level musically, and there's no depth. When you go beyond kind of just the surface level of the music itself, it just feels empty. And what I think can really contribute well to a song is when you add that depth, whether it's additional layers through another guitar, maybe some keyboard or orchestrations, but you don't always need that. You do not always need a keyboard or orchestrations, but just add some more layers to the song. Even if it's just another guitar or just in the production itself, kind of really fill out the sound a bit so that you have that depth, you have that power behind the music, even if it's just one guitar, one bass, and one drum. Typically, it's always one drum and one bass. You might add some guitars or whatnot, but even if you have like that minimum of one guitar in the production and whatnot, you can add that depth, that richness to the sound, so it feels more full. But here, it just felt very much on the surface level. And so I think that's the biggest detriment here. Again, you don't need to have grand orchestrations or anything, but just, in the mixing and all that, just get that richness of sound so it feels more full. It feels more, there's more energy there. There's more oomph in there. It feels more just well-rounded. And that can really propel a song, even if you don't have all these extra things added to it. So musically, I think that depth, that richness is lacking a bit. And vocally, it felt like I want more from this vocalist. I feel like he was holding back a little bit. The voice quality sounds nice, and there's a little bit of a range in there. But even still, that delivery, that just, it's like I really want that delivery to really hammer home, to really kind of reach out and grab, just to give it all. It feels a little bit reserved, and I just really want to hear what he's fully capable of. So ultimately, like I said, I think this song, the biggest thing that it suffers from is it feels too reserved, musically and vocally. The foundation, I think, is there. And so that's why I'll say it feels almost like a demo, almost like a proof of concept. And it needs a little bit more work to really reach what it could truly be. Again, without adding other instruments or anything, working with what they have, I think this song could be better than it is. So I would like to hear that. I would like to hear them just really go all in. And I think the song would benefit from that greatly. So as it stands, again, there's a nice foundation there. So I like it to an extent, but I'm left wanting more. So that's really the best way that I could say it is I want more from this song, because I think it could be more. Some songs you hear and it's like, yeah, they did the best they could, but it just isn't not my cup of tea or what have you. But this song here, I think it could be better than it is. If just that they were just to let loose and just really let her rip. Beyblade style, let them rip. But that goes back a ways. But any of y'all out there, let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious if y'all remember Beyblades. But yeah, so very interesting. A nice debut single to where it kind of showcases that this band has talent, and I think they could be better. Sometimes that takes just growth, if you will. So it's tough to kind of really critique a debut single. But yeah, I would love to hear them kind of revisit this song, really give it their all, really add that depth and richness to the music, particularly the guitars, and the vocalist to just let it rip, really feel it and just give it his all. Because I really want to hear what he's truly capable of. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I'm very curious to hear the debut EP November 17th and hear what other songs are on there. And this is definitely a band I'm going to be following because I love to kind of get in on the ground floor of a brand new band and then hear over time how they evolve. So that's always really, really exciting. But thank you so much to the band for reaching out to me and let me know that you're new on the scene. This is your new song. You have your first debut EP coming out November 17th. So thank you so much. I'll be following you all for sure. And let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this bad boy here? Are you going to check out the debut EP? Let's talk about it, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger out.